Welcome everybody to Twilight Noobs. I hope everyone has had a great week.
Some would say it was a bad week.
Eric, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great.
That's great. That's great. Screw you. All right, here we go.
I knew you cared. You can't hide it.
Yep. I care so much.
Mm-hmm. See? Even it
Screw
fits
you.
it. That's what you say, but down deep below all of those layers,
This guy over here. I give him music, recommendations this week, right? Okay. He says
you don't even know why I asked her that. That was for this podcast.
he says he doesn't like a single one of them. Okay, that there. That's a middle school. That's a middle school, high school, baloney lie right there.
Baloney lie.
Have you ever heard those people?
Let me go to the playlist that I made of all of your music. And what did I name it? I called it Jason's Yay Stuff because autocorrect corrected gay into yay.
But that's exactly the thing though. Like you give in middle school and high school, you'd be like, oh man,
let's have some background music while you're ranting.
No, because that's copyright right there.
What are you talking about?
What?
What are you talking about? What copyright?
If you're playing music, it's copyright.
If it's like more than 30 seconds.
Okay. Now stop it. Now, okay. It's a middle school, high school thing, right? When someone's like, okay, let's just, for example, this is an example because this is true for me anyways. When people are in high school are like, oh, dude, Jack Johnson, he's the best. Like, they're like, oh, I love Jack Johnson and his music. Me, I'm like, to fit in, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, okay. Like, he's not, it's not bad. Like, I like it, But in my head, I'm like, dude, Jack Johnson's the freaking worst. It's so boring. And so it's like this today. Like, giving you those recommendations, I know there was one song on that playlist that you like, but you're not going to tell me because it's like a pride thing. It's like a middle school, high school thing where it's like, no, if I tell him this, then I don't know.
Nah. I was just expecting a little bit more out of you. Because your music choice is just completely, I wouldn't say to a different standard, but you just have this different outlook, expectation of what music should be.
Answer me to this question. Do you like Jack Johnson?
Yes and no. Yes, because it was easy to learn on the guitar. No, because it's so bland and it's not chaotic enough. It's always the same thing.
If you
can predict exactly what he was going to say every time.
If you said yes to the answer that you like Jack Johnson, then I would know for a fact that you were in the wrong in this situation because.
So now you don't know.
What?
You don't.
You said you didn't like it.
So I know. And you said if I said yes.
So yeah, we're fine. All right,
we're fine. Whatever.
Anyways,
just so you know, Jason's quitting the podcast because we only got one review. By the way,
we only got one review this week, so I will be quitting. Eric will stay.
I will take over. Don't worry about it. I've got everything under control. But Team Chuck forever saves the day for Eric. Review for the noobs. Let me just say, first of all, I can't read. I love this podcast without an explanation mark. You guys have the best chemistry. Well, thank you. The intros are bomb. Well, thank you. It's probably all my fault. Yeah, because you started it. And the podcast is hilarious. I'm glad you guys are pointing out all the flaws in the book, and I can't help be conflicted because I love the book so much. How could you? Keep going. Though, because although I'm angry, it's too funny and too true to be mad at. Ha ha ha. Well, thank you. Team Chuck forever. I think we started the Chuck thing. Yes, I don't think anybody called him Chuck at all until Twilight Noobs came out. No, it was always just Charlie. No one knew that his nickname is Chuck the whole time.
The whole time.
You're welcome, Chuck.
Charlie is like his name when he's actually doing something well. Like he's actually being a good father for Bella. And then Chuck is all the times because he's just like a bro, dude. Like, oh yeah, let's watch the game, pizza. That's Chuck. Charlie's like the good dad. Chuck is the bad dad.
Maybe we should rename our podcast Team Chuck.
Team Chuck?
No one will get it, though.
I do want to bring something up though, like in an actual serious note here. Basically, our thoughts and our prayers go out to all. In a serious note, all of our thoughts and prayers to all those who were affected in the El Paso and Dayton shootings. It's rough. And obviously we can all agree that it is a terrible thing, a tragedy. And so anyone that's affected by that at all, friends or family, our thoughts and prayers go out to them, because that was unnecessary. That's for sure.
You missed the Gilroy Garlic Shooting Festival too. Garlic Shooting Festival? Holy crap, I mixed all that up. Gilroy Foods Garlic Festival shooting. There we go. Jeez. That was like that? That was 15 minutes away from where I used to live.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Uh-huh. That was a couple weeks ago for the Garlic Festival or whatever. But anyways, yeah. Shootings are bad. Guns are great, but shootings are bad.
Yeah.
Chumps.
All right.
Bunch of losers.
Let's see. We're so close to the end of this book. We have what? Don't we have like 2 more chapters in epilogue?
I honestly feel like we're in the middle of the book because it just like the plot is just starting to actually develop something. It's such a bad time to add this part of the story.
There was plot. No, there was plot before. The problem is
it was all Wolf.
Stephanie Meyer changed it 180 out of
That's what I mean. Yeah, all of a sudden now we're back in vampire mode. So it's like, oh, okay, so now we have 20 plus chapters to read about vampires. Nope, we have 2.
This was it makes absolutely no sense. I don't know, like, the publishers that read this, they're like, yep, it's good. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, you changed the plot? That's no problem. Whatever. Like, oh, but
seriously,
at the end there,
what the heck is going to happen after this? Like, there is no climax anymore.
There can't be.
The climax was her running through the crowd and then her slamming into Edward. That was the climax. So, after that, everything was just calm. Edward was composed. He growled a little bit, but that was it. I can't see this.
Book,
so weird.
The second book, where the climax is absolute garbage.
Right?
The first book was terrible. This climax is awful. Like, what are we doing?
I feel like, okay, imagine this. I'm going to paint a scene for you. You're in are you imagining this? Close your eyes. Imagine
yes, okay, I'm actually legit closing my eyes.
Okay, you're on a mountain. Everything's white. You have a little bit of snow falling, but you can see pretty well. So it's really bright, and it's all fresh. All the snow is just powder. Complete powder. I like it. But the thing is, you're on a snowmobile. You're not on snow skis. You're not on a snowboard. You're on a snowmobile. Okay. And you're at the top of the mountain. And at the very base of the mountain, there is a cliff. No questions. No, I'm just kidding. You can ask a question.
Is there any yellow snow where I'm at?
All around about you, there is yellow snow. As much as you've desired.
That's weird.
It's not my fault. You had Mountain Dew. Jeez. Anyways, so at the very base of this mountain, you have a cliff. But at the tip of the edge of the cliff, you have a ramp. And you, with all of your might and strength, believe that if you gun it all the way down that mountain, you will jump this cliff. So you're going. You decide. You crank it. You start hauling down the mountain. And then about maybe 2 seconds before you hit the cliff, you hit the brakes. And then you decide to take the bridge. And you just walk across. You don't even hit you don't hit the jump. Nothing dramatic happens. You were building up to it. And all of a sudden, once again, Stephanie Meyer throws the monkey wrench in the gears and completely annihilates a good story. Once again.
I'm lame in my fantasy.
Why? What happened?
I didn't go for the jump, and I just walked across the bridge.
I know. That's what I'm saying, man. Can you imagine that? That's how I imagine. There's so much energy, and then all of a sudden there's nothing. All that energy gets wasted.
The first book, we get this built-up battle between James, and then Bella is unconscious for it, and they're just wake up in the hospital.
That's right. Right when she ran into Edward, it said her head snapped back, and I thought that meant she got knocked out. I was like, not again!
This book, it's built up, nothing happens. Like, there's okay, let's be fair. There's, like, a little bit left of this book, but you can't do anything more in this book. you have to
time.
cool it down now, even though there's nothing to cool down from. Like, anyways, let's just get into it. We've rambled too much. Like, it's seriously, it's so disappointing though. Like, it really is.
How did people get into this? It's all just a love story. There's nothing else. There's nothing good to it.
So, we're going to be reading chapters 20 and 21 today. I'm hoping I got those chapters right, or else this is going to be an interesting podcast. Okay, so when we left off, basically Bella and Alice were driving to Volterra. They're going to try to stop Edward from revealing that he is a vampire.
Apparently he was going to go streaking through the square.
That'd be the best way to do it, to be honest. But so they're trying to stop him, basically to save his life, because if he reveals himself, the Volturi will kill him, because they're not supposed to reveal that there's vampires in this world.
Because they have two rules.
There is something in these chapters, though, that's, like, pretty crazy. It's not really plot, but it's, like, it's just crazy. We'll get to it, but...
but I want it now.
So basically... I know. I built it up. Just like Stephanie Meyer did, and then destroyed it by not revealing anything.
Yeah, just don't even get into it afterwards. Just completely skip over it.
So Alice and Bella were starting off. They are almost to the city.
They're whipping and zipping in the Porsche.
As what they can, but the closer they get, there's more cars.
That's right.
Way difficult to get in. There's guards that they have to get past.
Pay off.
If you remember, there is a festival going on to celebrate. What was it? It was like a vampire thing, but it was like
it's the vampire holiday.
I can't remember what it. Yeah. And so basically, the color red is everywhere. Red shirts, red hats.
Kids with vampire teeth.
Like fake teeth put in. Yeah, so it's just a celebration going on. So there's going to be even more chaos in the streets. It's going to be harder to get around to stop Edward.
Little do they know they are all dinner.
My gosh. So Edward is going to be by the clock tower. He's going to be north of the square. There's an alleyway on the right. He'll be in the shadows. Basically, we need to get his attention before he walks into the sunlight.
Good plan.
When they get to the guards in the navy blue uniform, so they stick out because they're not in red like everybody else. So they get to the gate area. And the guy's like, hey, you're not allowed in. Only tour buses are allowed in the city today. Alice is like, yay, it's a private tour in a Porsche. I don't know. It seems kind of weird. Like, I don't know why this guy would even consider this, but
she's just making an excuse up. That's all.
Alice then does the sly move, when you want to get something what you want, like the handshake, but there's money in your hand type thing.
$1,000.
It's $1,000 bill. The guy's like, is it a joke?
Of course it's a joke. There is no such thing as $1,000 bill, at least in America.
I was gonna say, but it might be like an Italian currency.
And it said that the outer bill was $1,000. He had a whole roll of bills. So there are many. Yeah, he had a whole roll of bills, and then the outer bill was $1,000.
Hold on, what's Italian money?
Rubles.
Euro.
Really?
Yep.
Dang it. Who has the rubles? Is that the Russian?
I don't know. But basically, it's pretty close to €1,000, so it's like 1,000 United States dollars.
Dang.
It's like 1.1.
Okay, so he's rich now.
So if you're saying there's a
wad of cash,
though,
I read it. Okay, hold on. No, never mind. Don't hold on. I'll just find it and then say yes.
A €1,000 bill note.
Bill note. I don't know if Google works that way.
I don't think there is.
Are you serious?
I see a 500.
Well, Stephanie Meyer lied to us all.
I see a €500 note. Is the highest value euro banknote.
The outside bill was $1,000 bill. Page 446, the middle of the page. Is this a joke? He mumbled. I quote thee. The passage of the book. The outside bill was $1,000 bill. Facts. Stephanie Meyer said it, so it's canon. It was a joke. She was using Monopoly French money.
It must be, because I see online that there's only a 500 is the highest.
Yeah. What does Monopoly money have? It has a $500 bill, right?
I don't remember.
Holy crap! How long? Oh, there's the ones. There are the 5s, the 10s, 20s, the 50s. Maybe it was just 100. No, I think it was.
There's a 500. That's it.
Haha. So maybe in the French version there's a 500, and Alice didn't know the better. So the guy was just taking pity on her, and he was like, "Oh, this chick is deficient in the mental capacity. I guess I should just let her go in."
Basically, like, I don't know. He shoves the money inside his vest, takes a step away from the window, and they basically are allowed to go in. So whether I don't know what this 1,000 is, I don't know. But
multiple thousands.
So they're almost getting there. They're getting to a point where they have to like go through alleyways that are like there's no way they're meant for cars. Almost running people over.
Right. They
like
have to go in the doorways.
It's all GTA, like GTA 5 right here, where they're like,
man, do you like GTA or something?
Well, you know,
always
like
bring that up.
You know those 10-year-olds that are like purposely just running people over on the street, like the sidewalk. That's basically what they're doing right here. They're just driving on sidewalks and just doing whatever they can. But basically get to a point where Alice stops the car. Bella is ready for it though, and opens the door and is about to take off. Alice says they were at this. We're at the southern end of the square. Run straight across to the right of the clock tower. I'll find a way around. And Bella is like, so basically, you have 2 minutes, Bella. You gotta go. She has 2 minutes to stop Edward from revealing himself in the square. So, will she make it?
I don't think so. She's not gonna.
Let's find out. Let's find out.
I don't want to find out. We already know she's not going to make it because I made the prediction.
Too bad for you.
Okay, fine. All right, let's go.
So, basically, Bella goes Super Saiyan and just takes off. Running all day. Surprising that she doesn't trip on herself at all. I don't think she trips once. Am I right? I don't think she trips once.
She was focusing only on the floor while she was running. The uneven stones or whatever. So she did not. She did not even stumble.
All these
she was very graceful.
All these Italians are by her, like when she like pushes and shoves them down, like they're just swearing at her, but she has no idea what they're saying.
Right? Apparently, she even shoved a heavy woman out of the way somehow. I can't see Bella doing that. Right? She's just like Fezzik walking through the crowd. Everybody move!
I love it. I like it when we just throw out references. I'm hoping a lot of people get these. I really do.
Everybody knows who Fezzik is. Come on.
I'd be very disappointed if someone didn't know.
No more rhyming now. I mean it.
Anybody want a peanut? So basically, she gets she almost like loses where like the direction she is, because I think she actually
2 white horses.
Okay, let's focus.
Sorry. I want to watch that movie now.
So she ends up getting to where the fountain is, and she's running in the knee-deep water. So she's just getting soaking wet now.
Seriously, I can't see her running like this. Everywhere she's gone, she has problems walking. How come now she can run through? Because it's life or death. Knee-deep water.
She's clutch. That's the thing.
She's not clutch. She's never been clutch in her life.
Okay, but like
that's bullcrap.
Okay, shut up. Any moment, like in gym class or something, it doesn't matter, and she knows it, so she doesn't really care. So now that it's actually life or death, she has become clutch. It's like in the playoffs, the finals of like basketball or the Super Bowl or something. You know what I mean?
But like, here's the big difference.
You know it's life or... No, let me finish my freaking point.
I can't.
Stupid.
There is no point here. I'm just going to debate. I'm just going to destroy it right now.
Sense.
Okay, well then finish, and then let me debunk you.
let's say your wife was in danger, okay?
I can't be compared.
Okay, it's life
I'm not
or death.
a klutz.
Oh my gosh, dude. I swear, if you interrupt me one more time, like...
Come over here, bro. I'm bigger than you. What are you going to do about it? You going to rip your piece of paper off? Oh, no. Big threat.
Oh, yeah?
Here it comes. Here it comes. What the heck was that? Was that an actual tear of your shirt?
Would you like to know?
It kind of sounded like fabric.
All
Did it
I'm
actually
saying
happen?
is...
No, you didn't. It was paper.
All I'm saying is, Bella... Okay, sometimes when there's life or death, like, you focus so hard that, like, you're not going to trip. Like, it's life... She clutched it out here, okay? Just give her this one thing. Just give her one thing here.
No. You know why I won't give it to her? Okay. You compared it to, what was it, the Super Bowl?
I'm saying... If it's life or death situation, it matters. So
it matters.
Matters. So she clutched it. She's clutch.
But all of her old habits that she's always had, zero practice has ever been put in for her to become athletic in any way. Okay, all of that does not just immediately turn into an amazingly coordinated and quote-unquote clutch play out of Bella this one time. No, the rest of her life, every single moment leading up to this one particular day has been klutzy move after klutzy fall. Everything points in the opposite direction. If life and death was dependent on this very moment, she still would have fallen over because she hasn't had the practice. She hasn't had the patience to put in the time and effort.
She did it!
Yeah, but Stephanie Meyer also... Alice had $1,000 euro bill. Those don't even exist. So, she did it!
With Bella! What does that have to do with Bella at all?
You just said she did it. So I was like, okay, well then, €1,000 thing exists too. They're both fantasy. It doesn't work like that. She didn't do it. It's fantasy. So girls, if you have to get clutch all of a sudden out of nowhere, you better start practicing because it's not going to come. It's not magic. You can't just develop those skills.
Oh my gosh, she's clutch at running without tripping. It's not like some athletic, like, crazy skill. She's just running.
She trips while she's sleeping in her bed. She can trip while she's sleeping.
No,
We've
you're
decided
wrong.
this.
You're dead wrong. Just
you know
like
exactly what I'm talking about.
You're dead wrong.
I'm not dead wrong. You're just dead to me, okay?
Gosh. Everyone's going to agree with me on this.
Really? No one even talks to you. How are they going to agree to you?
Someone is going to go on Facebook or Twitter and be like, hey, I agree with you. Bull
crap. Yep. If anybody's going to do anything, they're going to step up and defend me. They'll be like, Jason, just so you know, I'm defending Eric. You're wrong. Take that.
You're stupid. Okay, so...
We'll see. We shall see.
The crowd was so loud, like she tried screaming Edward, like, Edward! Like trying to basically...
Do it again?
Maybe... Edward!
No, a little bit more breaky.
Edward!
You'd make a really good Bella.
Thank you.
Edward! I can't even do it. Edward!
It is afternoon. The clock hit 12. It starts to toll. People are like, because they're right by the clock, so it's super loud. So people have to like close their ears and stuff.
Kids
like, so
are
no one's
screaming and
no
crying.
one's gonna hear Edward. But Edward should be able to hear it though, because he's got like super hearing, right? So he's got to be able to hear this.
Nope.
He does not. Think.
But he doesn't.
So she's looking everywhere for Edward, and one of the alleyways, there's just people in the way. A little family of four stood nearest to the alley mouth. The two girls wore crimson dresses as the clock tolled, and the littlest girl clamped her hands over her ears. So basically, she's like, I don't know why Bella starts paying attention to this family. It's so weird. Like, she starts like describing this family of four, and I really don't understand why. Because shouldn't she be like trying to find Edward? Like, I don't get it. She goes off like, seriously, it's like 4 or 5 paragraphs here of just this family.
Uh-huh.
It's super weird. But she after that weird random thing about the family, she says, I can see him now. And I could see that he could not see me. So obviously she's just taking off in his direction. She goes off about like how he's super beautiful here. Like
how her memory doesn't do him any justice.
Which is like stupid. You were with the guy for a year. Like, come on. Well, not even a year. Like, you know what he looks like. Come on.
Whatever. This is Bella we're talking about. Once again.
Wait, were you about to... What?
I'm burping.
Oh my gosh. So, no! I screamed, Edward, look at me! He wasn't listening. He smiled very slightly. He raised his foot to take a step that would put him directly in the path of the sun. She then slams into him, which is, like, really funny because, like, he's not gonna fall. He's a vampire. Like, you know what I mean?
He'll fall.
No, he won't.
He could fall.
He's super strong.
Yeah, he's super strong, but physics still play the... Oh, wait, never mind. This is Stephanie Meyer's world. Yeah. Physics might not play any role on the life of a vampire.
Basically, like, she ran into him. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. She's basically just running into a parked car. Like, that's what it is. And she just, like, she would have fallen back, but Edward, like, catches her. And,
if that were true, she should have, like, broken her shoulder or something.
Oh, probably.
Her collarbone, at least.
So, he's like, amazing, Carlisle was right. He then, like, thinks that this is a, like, basically, he's in heaven or something at this point. I don't know. Like, he's like, whoa. Like, you're dead, so I must be dead. And,
this must be hell.
I didn't feel a thing. Like, they're very good at killing, because I didn't
very
feel
efficient.
Wow, that was quick. He goes on to say, like, you smell just exactly the same as always. And Bella's like, I'm not dead, and neither are you. Edward, we gotta go. Like, you can't reveal yourself.
We're in danger.
We're not dead, we gotta get out of here before the Volturi. And then...
Volturi.
She can't even finish the sentence. And, he yanks her suddenly from the edge of the shadows, against a brick wall. And then his arms spread wide, protective, to like protect her for some reason. And then this is when things get a little interesting. Greetings, gentlemen. I don't think I'll be requiring your services today. He starts talking to the two dark shapes that are approaching them in the alleyway.
Ooh.
So we have Felix, and what's the other one's name?
Arlo?
No, he's like the boss.
Benetti?
Felix? I don't know if it ever says the other guy's name. Oh, Dimitri?
There it is.
Okay, alright. I was like, I swear it has both of their names. So, basically they're like, hey, you should come with us because, like, you were super close to the sun there. And, Aro wants to see you, so we should go and see, the boss Volturi. And, Edward says, like, basically, like, nope, don't want to, but Bella, why don't you go back to the square, and, I'll be right back. Like, he's basically saying, like, I'm gonna go with these guys, I don't want to, but, like, he's trying to get Bella out of this, because he knows what's gonna happen if Bella goes. They're like, nope, you're coming, and Bella's coming. And, Edward almost actually talks his way out of this. Like, he keeps talking to them, and, like, he goes on to say, like, then I'm afraid I'll be unable to accept Aro's invitation. And Dimitri's like, Aro will be disappointed. And then this is where, oh boy, like, a lot kind of goes down in like 2 seconds because, like, not like a fight or anything, but like Alice then approaches and basically saying, like, we're not alone, like, like, we can, you know what I mean, it's not just Edward here. And they're like trying to like, hey Edward, like let's be reasonable here. Like we'll all leave quietly now, and no one will be the wiser. Like he's seriously so close to just being like, all right, like everyone, like let's just back off. We're not gonna see Aro, and like let's just leave. And then this is where the newcomer comes in. Bella thinks it's a dude at first. Like, oh boy, did you just assume the person's gender? Come on, Bella.
How progressive.
I thought you were better than this. But she then says the face was too pretty for a boy, which is like, you think Edward is beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, you say handsome for a dude, so it's kind of, I don't know.
That's sexist. How come a boy's face can't be that beautiful?
Well, she says it's too pretty for a boy. So
exactly. That's sexist.
Yeah.
She's automatically generalizing all boys. Just kidding. I don't even care. This is all part of the conversation of the modern society nowadays. We have to participate in a little bit.
Okay. This is where everyone completely changes how they were acting. At first, like everyone was like, "Hey," I think Edward and Alice would have actually ended up fighting Felix and Dimitri, like if they really needed to get out of this situation. But as soon as this newcomer comes in, and like let's just reveal it's a girl and she's tiny, like she's as small as Alice, so like she's not that big. And as soon as she comes, everyone just like basically drops their arms and is just like, well, like it's like this person's OP, like just super crazy strong.
Yeah, for those that don't know what OP means.
Overpowered, sorry.
There you go.
But I'm a video gamer, dude. I use terms sometimes, okay? You have to follow me.
OP.
It's like this person is super strong that they know they have no chance against her.
Resistance is futile. I always wanted to say that.
Dude, you got your chance. I'm so proud of you.
It worked. In other words, resistance is futile. Yes! Finally!
Cross that one off the list.
Yeah, I'll have to get my chalkboard and find it somewhere.
Oh, man. We find out that her name is Jane. She says, follow me. And everyone just starts walking at once, like following her. So that's when
no
know
one wants to
that...
mess with her.
Exactly. Like, this girl is ridiculously strong.
I just don't understand if she's a child still or if she's just a really small woman. Because in my head, I just see like Goldilocks, you know, like pigtails, itty bitty person.
She's got brown hair, and
she must be a woman.
It says that her childish voice a monotone, but that doesn't mean she's a child because there's, you know what I mean. So yeah, I don't know how old she is. It's a good question.
Well, how old she looks? Obviously, she's like 1,000, 2,000 years old, probably. You can assume she's really old. I just wanted to know what year she got locked in. No, you know, remember that debate? You could have like a baby vampire for the rest of their life.
Yeah, let's not get into that again. So it's really weird too. Did you notice how like proper they talk?
Oh yeah, they're all ancient.
Like they're like, oh, greetings, like
salutations,
how are you this fine day? Yeah,
it's let us not quarrel in the square.
Like they're all like super modest. Like, oh no, like I am nothing compared to Carlisle. Like it's. Should I make that noise again? Oh.
We should go through all the podcasts and just find little tiny sound bites of really weird noises you've made.
I'm sure there would be a whole podcast in itself. I know, right there.
I kind of want to do it one day. The 1,000th episode.
Yeah. They keep going down to this alleyway. It's like slanting downward. They get to a point where it's like, I don't know. There's nowhere, like, Jane just disappears. Bella doesn't know where she went. And then they see, like, this open hole in the street. It looks like a drain, so it is going down right now, apparently. I don't know. I never saw the movie. I just saw the trailer. And apparently there was a clown and a drain.
Oh, so, it.
It. That's why I said it, like, super, like, it.
I thought you meant it is going down.
No, that's why I said it like it. If I meant it, I would have just said it like normal, like it. That's why I said it.
Nobody knows exactly what you're trying to say right now. I'm still confused. Were you trying to say the movie It or the book It? Okay, I don't quite understand where you go. Or were you talking about the new It, or were you talking about the old It?
I'm talking about it.
Which It? There's so many It's to choose from.
It.
You're being so vague.
I'm talking about it.
Move on. Gosh.
Right. So, it's like it. Alice goes down
so
first.
Stupid.
What's the clown's name again?
It.
No, it's not it.
Oh, it's not?
No, it's like Pennywise. It's Pennywise, that's right. I remember.
That's it. Yeah, I just remembered it was a band's name.
So Alice goes down first. She's
Have you ever heard Pennywise? Because these are like the bands I used to listen to. That's the music I listen to. Like,
is that a good band in your opinion?
No, it's just different. I didn't say it was good. It's just completely different. Anyways.
You.
Oh my gosh, this guy's so defensive.
So Alice goes down first. Bella's like, hey, it's all good. Like, Alice will catch you. She's like hesitant about it, which is funny because she just like jumped off a cliff like no problem like a chapter ago.
Oh, because she's going into water.
Yeah, but Alice is gonna catch her.
That doesn't mean it's not gonna hurt.
Someone there this time.
Doesn't mean it's not gonna hurt.
Oh my gosh, can we never just agree on something?
No, it's part of the freaking podcast. Can you imagine how easy this podcast would be if I just agreed with everything you had to say?
You should.
And then you want me to try that?
A little bit.
I bet this podcast would end in like 15 minutes.
So you're stupid, right?
Yes. Ever since you told me, I just believed it.
So Bella gets dropped down into the sewers, which is, I don't know, that's what I kind of assume.
Like, yeah, I assume it too. Do you want me to continue while you laugh?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. She drops down into the sewers, and then Alice catches her. And she said she's going to have bruise marks. So I don't know who mentioned that it would hurt, but they were definitely wrong. It definitely was painless, like you said. That's as far as I can get. I need your help. You're so much better than me at redoing these summaries of the book.
Oh, thank you. I know it. So there's not much light down there.
No, there's not.
They start following. Basically, they just start walking down in this. I'm saying sewers. I don't think they ever say the sewers though. But they're just walking, and
it's definitely not a sewer. These vampires are classy.
Yeah, they're super. Oh man, I'm surprised. Like they have it. They're living life down here.
Yeah, you're so right.
Oh, I know it. I know it. So the sound of a heavy grate sliding over the drain hole behind us. Hedward is like holding onto her tightly. They don't talk though, really here. So it's like kind of awkward because they haven't seen each other in so long, and they still haven't gotten a chance to like catch up or anything. So
he's like talking to Alice still.
Yeah, in their heads mostly.
Right.
He does kiss her on the forehead slightly, which is. Yeah. It's something.
It's a little bit.
It's something. It could be that they're just about to die, and it's like the last thing he can do. You know?
Oh, he's not worried about that. I mean, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, I don't know. Basically, just a lot of walking, a lot of following at this point.
There's and a lot of being really cold. She starts chattering her teeth.
He then starts to like warm her up by rubbing his hand against her arm, like friction, you know? He could probably move it so fast though, like it'd be like just her arm catches on fire.
That'd be awesome.
No, we don't want her to catch on fire.
No, we don't. That would be terrible. Bella combusting in a vampire cave? No, that would be bad news. That wouldn't be satanic at all.
Yeah. So then they keep walking. On the other side was a heavy wooden door, very thick, as I could tell, because it too stood open. So she's checking out doors. Maybe she wants a nice thick door in her house when she gets older.
Nope. Yep. They're
so
definitely door shopping right
this
now.
It's so hard for you.
It's not natural, okay?
Do you just like naturally disagree with everybody? Is that what? Maybe that's the issue.
Yes.
You just disagree with like your wife all the time.
Yes. No. I mean, wait.
What's the answer? Come on.
Do I have to answer? No, I'm not going to answer. Screw this.
We step through the door. I glance around me in surprise, relaxing automatically. Beside me, Edward tensed, his jaw clenched tight. That's the end of the chapter. Like, I feel like that chapter was kind of confusing. I feel like, I don't know. Basically, they have no choice. There's like these vampires that force them down into the sewers. They like follow the sewer line. And they get to like this big door and they go through the door, but we don't know what's on the other side because the chapter ended. But lucky for you, we're doing the next chapter. So be grateful.
Yeah. Send us money.
Is this a plug right now? It's just like an ad. We're just doing an ad by ourselves.
Oh,
check out our Patreon.
No. It's called a charitable contribution to the charity of your choosing.
If you don't want us
that's
to
what
quit,
I mean by send us money.
Oh, I was gonna say if you don't want us to quit, send us money to our Patreon.
No, you're quitting.
I won't quit if we get a decent Patreon.
You already said if we don't get 2 reviews, and I'm saved, so you're quitting.
Well, can you rehire me if we get a Patreon?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. This is my last
Someone
podcast.
Please give 5 cents so I can just throw it in his face. Here's 5 cents. You actually have money.
I have a penny right in front of me. I don't know why.
Dude, who has coins?
And I totally missed. I was trying to throw it at my glass cup. And I missed, so I'm sad.
You probably didn't ever win any carnival games for your wife.
I'm like Bella, dude. I'm trash, yeah.
Yeah, but when it comes to life and death and you have to clutch, you're going to get that penny in that cup.
I am clutch. Ready for this? If I don't make this, you can kill me.
Ready for it. Okay. The audio even told me it missed.
I'm so glad I didn't like hit the keyboard or something and it stopped the recording.
Bad. Oh, that would be terrible.
Oh,
that would be bad.
So anyways, let's go on. Chapter 21, Verdict.
Your life is mine.
Yep, it is. We're about to find out what's going to happen. Is Edward, they're going to sentence him to death? They're going to kill him? Are they going to feast on Bella? Are they going to kill Alice in, like, a weird sadistic thing to show Edward that he can't, like, mess around with Volturi?
I don't think anybody's going to die at all.
There's a lot going down here. Like, we're going to find out, basically, this is the climax of the book, this chapter. Unless I'm, like, wrong and, like, so much goes down in the last 2 chapters of this book, which would be, this would even prove even more that Stephanie Meyer doesn't know how to write. We'll find out. So, chapter 21, Verdict. They're in a super brightly lit hallway. The walls are off-white. The floor is carpeted.
Green.
Green
carpet.
It's just a super nice decorated place. Like, it's, I don't know, like, it's below the city. It's just crazy that this is even here. But then again, these people are thousands of years old. Like, they probably change decorations every 100 years because they get sick of it. I don't know. That's what I would do anyways.
Maybe.
There's an elevator, which they all get in. It's not it's a super short elevator ride, like Bella says anyways. The walls are like paneled in wood. Like, this is, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. There's leather couches.
Human skin leather.
Come on.
What? Vampires are gross, dude.
Okay, this is what gets kind of weird, is there's, like, in the middle of the room is a high-polished mahogany counter, And it's really weird because there's a woman behind it, which isn't like...
human.
Yep. You spoiled it. It's a human. So it's like, why are there humans down here with these vampires? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that like a rule for the Volturi that humans aren't allowed to know about them? So it's super strange. Like, I would definitely wasn't expecting this at all. I wasn't expecting this chapter to go like this, to be honest. I mean, like, the last, like, saving Edward, I thought, like, that was kind of going to be the end of it, and they'd leave Italy. But, nope.
How were you expecting it to go?
I was expecting more werewolves. You know what I mean? Because since that's where we were doing this whole freaking book.
Yeah, that's what you would like, but you're reading a Stephanie Meyer book.
She just throws you off, man. So, her name is Gianna, apparently. I don't think that's going to be important whatsoever, though.
Nobody cares about Gianna.
Nobody does. So,
but we do. We're going to bring her up constantly for the rest of the podcast. Just to make sure that every human gets to shine.
Exactly. Because humans are the best.
Rock on, human. Rock on, humanity.
Alec, there's an Alec, and he's like, whoa, they sent out for one of you, and you come back with 2.5. Nice work. He then greets Edward. He says, you seem in a better mood. Edward, marginally. And Bella's like, man, like, he doesn't even look happy right now. So if he's like a margin better now than he was, I mean, he must have been in rough shape. So they basically... Edward wants to just tear apart Felix. He has this just, I don't know, because he's like... He snarls when Felix says dibs from, like, he's dibbing Bella. Yeah. And Alice has to, like, they communicate in the head, basically saying, like, they're just like, hey, like, chill out. They then get to the... I don't know, they basically, like, it just goes off about all, like, just what the room looks like. You know? Like, there's... It's not really important. I don't think anyone's going to care if we can just, like, skip it.
We just imagine where they're at, and that's it.
You've read these books.
They're in a really big circular castle room.
Yeah, that's the point. There's like massive wooden chairs in it, like thrones.
Yep. Oh, and Gianna's there. Don't forget about Gianna.
Oh, yeah, Gianna. Actually, I don't even think she's there, but whatever.
She's definitely there. Because she matters.
She matters. All right, so then this is where Aro comes into play. Jane Deere one, you've returned. Super happy. He's kind of a cheerful guy, really, the whole time he's talking to them. Seems like a pretty cool guy. So basically, he comes closer. Bella could see his face. It was not like the unnaturally attractive faces that surrounded him. But he was just different from the other vampires. His skin was translucently white, like onion skin, and it just looked delicate.
Frail.
Yeah, super frail looking a little bit. She like even says, I'm actually kind of wanting to touch his cheek to see if it's softer than Edward's or Alice's. Like, I don't know, it's Bella. Right. Super weird. His eyes were red, the same as the others around him, but the color was clouded milky. She wonders if his vision was affected by the haze. So it's basically like age apparently has affected him, maybe? Because this Aro is thousands of years old. So age, or maybe it's his diet or something over the years. I don't know. It's got to be more age though. But he's immortal, so I don't know why it would affect him that much.
Which means they can't die by natural cause. But that doesn't mean that they can become more and more frail, apparently. Even though it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're still immortal. They'd still have to get ripped apart, apparently. Maybe they're just weaker. They're weaker immortals? It's kind of a paradox.
But you can't imagine these guys being weak.
Right.
Because you know what it is? The bosses, man.
Maybe what happens is they can still go forever, you know, as long as they keep getting blood in their system. But the body becomes weaker, but their power becomes stronger. Maybe that's what it is. So their body can get, let's say theoretically, it'll get down to 1% of its strength that it was ever capable of, right? Okay. But then their supernatural power is at 99%. So the trade-off would be that, but they would still be able to, go even another 1,000 years by just drinking human blood. But they still wouldn't die. Yet they could die easier. Man, that's hard to describe. I guess there's no point. Gianna's the only one that really matters anyway.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Stinking Stephanie Meyer.
Basically, Jane says yes, master to Aro. So even Jane, so she says master. So it makes me think that Aro is like, okay, Aro's ability he doesn't physically damage anybody. So it makes me think that Aro has got to be strong, even though he looks frail. Because Jane is like, hey, master. It could just be like he's the king, and doesn't mean like it doesn't necessarily mean that he's super strong. It's just that he is like that royalty, so they obey him just out of, obedience and not fear. So
yeah, they got a good thing going over there. Because like vampires, they usually are alone. Very rarely they'll hang out in twos. But over here in Volterra, they've got a whole community of people living together. So
yeah,
they like their lifestyle, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So
stick with it.
I brought him back alive just as you wish, Jane says.
Yay.
And Aro is super happy about this. And he even knows Alice and Bella too. Like he knows their names and he's never met them. At least I don't think he's met Alice. I don't think he's met Alice. I think it even says here soon. But Bella's shocked by this because, like, why does this guy know her names? And Felix, so he orders Felix to go and tell his brothers about the arrival of Edward, Alice, and Bella. He then goes away. Yep.
He's out of here. Bye.
Good. Yep. That's how I do things. So he then like is kind of interested in Alice. He says like, I want the whole story. Like, how did this happen, Alice? Like, I don't know. So this is where they as well they get like that super weird politeness. Like, oh, I'm far from infallible. Alice says. And it's like, you're too modest. Like, it's like, oh no, I'm one. Oh, no. Was that the noise I did earlier? I don't remember.
Not even close. But let's go with that one. That was a good one.
So this is where we find out Aro's talent. You see, I share some of your brother's talent, only I am limited in a way that he is not. And then Edward's like, and also like more powerful. Like, come on, Edward.
Wait, can you read that word?
Exponentially?
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
I can read. Whew, I passed the test. Sweet. Okay. Aro needs physical contact to hear your thoughts. So Edward, we know Edward's power. He can listen in people's thoughts, and he doesn't have to be touching them or anything. He can do it from a distance. But the thing is with Aro is it's so much clearer and he can hear loads more. He can hear every thought your mind has ever had. So that's pretty crazy. But he has to be touching you, so that's kind of So this is why Aro likes Edward, because Edward does, like, it's super convenient that Edward can just listen from far away. So that's why Aro was trying to recruit Edward. But Edward obviously isn't really interested in it.
Of course not.
This is when Felix comes back, and this is where two black-robed men approach. They look a lot like Aro. They have the same like flowing black hair and all that stuff.
And white hair.
Look frail, paper-thin skin. And this is when Marcus and I don't know how to say. How would you say this? Caius?
I don't know.
Whenever I read it in my head, I
Caius?
just say Silas.
Sias?
Yeah, it just like comes out a weird little mumble.
Caius? I don't know how you say that.
I think it's Sias. I don't know. Maybe it's Caius.
Caius? I don't know. That's what I would think.
I know.
So basically, this is where, like, Aro is so weird. He's like, look it, Bella's still alive after all. Like, isn't this wonderful? And they're like, both just like, you're an idiot, brother. Like, they don't say it, but they have like the expression, just like they don't care. Their enthusiasm is just whatever. So Aro, he goes up to Alice and touches Alice, right? To like get the whole story.
It's Caius. I just looked it up. It is
Caius.
Yep.
Okay, that's good to know.
You're welcome.
It's funny too is that like Caius has like women by him. Like it even says like two women in sundresses. They're like standing behind Caius. It's just kind of funny to me. But apparently they're guards. It's not like he has like women, you know, like hey, you know.
This is
apparently they're guards.
Ancient manhood does to you. Yeah, he's just frail. He's a wimpy immortal. I don't understand.
I don't get that either. If they're immortal, like how do they become frail? I don't get that either.
Doesn't Bella have that same thought?
She might.
I think that's what she said somewhere too.
She probably did. It's just hard because it's like we gotta fit 2 chapters in a certain amount of time, so we gotta like skip things. So it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
They're basically Edward goes on to explain to Aro like he's very surprised by the intensity of our relationship. It's very like how can you stand to be close to Bella? He's starting to understand because obviously he saw the whole story. Like he sees like the feelings they have for each other, and it's just like you know like how tempting Bella is to Edward, you know, and so Aro kind of has a hard time understanding this. Like I wouldn't have believed the call of anyone's blood could be so strong. I've never felt anything like it myself. He's thousands of years old and he hasn't felt this before. That's so weird to me. So it's like really weird how strong a connection Edward and Bella have apparently, or like how much his blood affects Edward. I don't think it's the connection, it's the blood, like what it does to Edward.
It sounds like it's just how rare Bella is.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Bella is just one of a kind for thousands of years.
Yeah. And they go on to like compliment Carlisle. They like have a competition who can compliment him the most. It's so I don't know, just too much modesty. They're trying to. It's like you know like these people. I know these Edward doesn't like Aro, and you know it, and it's just like you can just feel like it's like they want to fight each other, and they're just like dancing around it. You know what I mean? Like trying to be like all this like fake polite to each other type thing. It sounds like at least Edward is doing this. He then kind of like goes on to say, just remembering how she appeals to you, it makes me thirsty. And like Edward obviously is not happy about this, about that. But
then Aro says he means her no harm.
Yeah.
So he's not trying to egg him on.
I do believe him though when he says it. When he says it, I do believe it though. He then is very interested in Bella's gift, which is so weird because I thought only vampires have gifts. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is like the one thing that we don't know why Bella is so immune to things. But she's not immune to Alice's gift though.
It's almost like Stephanie Meyer's trying to lead up to like Bella's the chosen one, Yeah, to like exactly. To destroy the vampire alliance or something.
But it doesn't make sense though because Alice isn't like Bella isn't like immune to Alice's gift. She can see Bella's future.
True.
So it makes no sense.
Inconsistencies yet again.
Like that's got to be explained because that doesn't make any sense.
Right? Alice can still see her future?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because Alice can't see werewolves.
Yeah, she couldn't see Jacob save Bella.
So maybe she is part werewolf. Maybe she's part Indian.
Ooh.
I bet.
But you can see Bella's future. It makes no sense.
Wait. Edward can read Jacob's mind too, right?
Yes.
Okay, so never mind.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Being a werewolf has nothing to do with it. Dang it. Where is Stephanie Meyer going with this? Nobody will ever know, because at the very last book, at the very last chapter, she'll finally reveal the secret, and it will have nothing to do with anything at all.
So Aro approaches Bella, and he's like, hey, I want to see if you're immune to my ability as well. So he then goes out and he touches Bella, and...
Nothing.
And so...
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Ah.
So basically, immune. This is the thing, though. He could be totally lying. You know what I mean? Like, he could totally be lying here about the immunity thing. So, but... basically, he says that Bella's immune to his ability, and now he wants to find out if she's immune to Jane. And as soon as he says this, Edward flips. He's like, no.
That's crazy.
And he then kind of like gets into the way. He's trying to like not let her I don't know, do her ability on Bella, and she like hits Edward, and like Edward freaks, man. Edward is on the ground in pain. Like, so apparently Jane can just like torture people.
Probably.
Without even like touching them or anything. So like, obviously this is why everyone in the alleyway, when Jane showed up, everyone's like, yep, we'll follow you. Like, I'm not gonna argue against you. Because if they did, they're gonna get destroyed by Jane.
I think they only get tortured. I don't think she can kill them.
Well, torture them to death, maybe.
She
can't do it. She can't kill vampires.
Exactly.
Because you have to but like that would be. It's like you know what I mean. But how long can she do it for? Like for all time, she can just torture someone for all time. A vampire. That'd be awful.
Yeah.
So then she stops, and Edward's like was into so much pain. So she then tries it against Bella, and nothing happens. Bella is like immune to vampire gifts, except for Alice's apparently. So this is so stupid. It's not consistent whatsoever.
Right. And Gianna's in the background, just like clapping her hands, like, "Oh goody,
oh goody,"
because Gianna matters.
Yeah, Gianna totally matters. He then goes on to try to recruit Edward. He tries to recruit Alice. He even tries to recruit Bella. And basically everyone says no.
What?
Edward's like, are we free to go now? And he says yes, but...
Caius.
Why did you say Caius?
Wasn't it Caius that speaks up? Yeah, he's the one that says, you're technically free to go, but Bella can't. She knows too much.
Well, yeah, but, like... Yeah.
See?
It's true. He does, but I was kind of, like, it's... The whole point is, Aro... They want, like, he's basically saying you can go, but it's because Aro saw Alice and, like, all of her thoughts.
Right.
And Alice sees in the future that Bella turns into a vampire. And so this is the catch, is they're allowed to go, but in the near future, Bella has to become a vampire. Like, she has to. She can't be made a human because she knows their secret and all that stuff. Like, it's against the rules.
The law.
It's their one rule. So they're technically breaking it. So they're lucky that they get away with this. Like, honestly. So Alice showing Aro the future is super key here. It basically allows them to live. But Bella has to become a vampire. They even threaten them and they say, we're gonna be back. Like, we'll come and visit you and make sure that she did in fact turn into a vampire, or else like you're goners. So, and with Jane on their side, I wouldn't mess with them. That's just me. Plus, this is what Bella wants. Like, Edward is still like thinking against it, even after all this, like knowing that they're going to die if they don't turn Bella into a vampire. Like he still like doesn't really want to. So
yeah, you know what
Edward
it is?
Edward's stupid, man.
Edward just doesn't want to be stuck with Bella forever. He just doesn't want to tell her to her face.
He actually like,
if I do bite her, I have to be with her.
Oh, I'm stuck with her. I can't just run away.
She'll know where I am. She has a gift.
And he has to mean it too, which is kind of weird. But I don't know. Is that really the end of the conversation? Right? He's just like,
they decide to go. Say hi to Carlisle.
Oh man, this is like the end of the chapter here is. Oh boy,
right.
It's a little messed up.
They're waiting for Heidi. They're not even waiting for Edward and Jane and not Jane, Bella and Alice. They're waiting for Heidi because Heidi apparently is bait. Bait for what, you might ask?
Yeah,
for the fishies.
They say goodbye. Yeah, so they start. They say that they have to stay down there until it gets dark because they don't want Edward to get suicidal again. I guess I don't know. They just don't want him to go. They just don't want them to go out in the sunlight.
And he gets a cloak too.
They have to. Yeah, they have to stay down here in this like sewer tunnel, whatever you want to call it, until it's nightfall. They leave. They try to leave this huge room with the wooden chairs, like the throne. They're trying to leave it, and as they're leaving, a large crowd was coming through the little door,
taking pictures. They got their Hawaiian shirts on.
The couple in front, Americans from the sound of it, they're just like looking around, like they're super like just impressed. Like they're like, whoa, this is so cool,
so medieval.
Aro is like, welcome guests, like welcome to Volterra, like all this stuff, like super. He's like he's putting on like a tour, you know, like, oh, and if you follow me, you know, we'll suck your blood. But anyway, so there's like 40 or more filed in after the couple, so like around 40. Like there's quite a bit of them. Edward tries to like pull Bella's attention away from them and like hurry on, like to get out of there like quickly, and this is where Bella finally understands what's about to happen. So Heidi is, they use basically like she's like acting like a tour guide, like she's the bait, like she gets them down here, and it's like, hey, follow me, I'll bring you on a tour like in the Undercity, like I'll show you all the cool stuff, you know.
That's so cool.
And basically, Dimitri compliments Heidi, like, hey, like, good job, nice fishing. And she says, thanks, like, aren't you coming? And he says, in a minute, save a few for me. Edward set a pace that had me running to keep up, but we still couldn't get through the door at the end of the hallway before the screaming started.
Sick. Massacre.
Can you just imagine, dude, these like vampire, like, I thought, remember when they said that they don't hunt nearby?
Exactly, they don't hunt. That's why they have the humans there, so they can cover up their tracks.
It's so like what? Like all these people just go missing? Like when
exactly, that's what the humans are for. The humans are able to cover up the tracks. They're involved in the government and all that stuff. And they'll make sure that none of the trail leads back to Volterra.
Dude, it's so messed up. Like all of these people, like could you like it's this part. Stephanie Meyer did a good job at like you. It paints the picture. Like you can totally like be standing there right now, and like I don't know. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like you could totally imagine this the way that she says this, and it's super like messed up.
It's very gruesome.
Yeah, like the screaming started, like, oh my gosh, dude. Like that's insane. Like just the way that she says it, it's like, holy cow.
It just kind of makes you want to say slaughter.
Yeah. But that's the end of the chapter. Like I said, I'm really predicting that was the climax of the book, which is super frustrating. Like, yeah, we get some like I don't know. We get to like meet the Volturi and all this other stuff. Like there's different things like, but my problem is the whole book leading up to this. Like this is not where you think the book
was
would
not
go.
leading up to this.
Exactly. Like this is not where you thought the book was going to go at all.
No. It's stupid.
It's really dumb. It was so poorly like this book
Why
is better
put all
than
the effort in building a relationship between her and Jacob just for her to abandon him in less than 3 pages? Like
we get no climax with like Jacob, the werewolves, nothing. Like point? It's so stupid. Victoria, like it's such a weird book.
Yeah. Now she's basically betrothed, more or less, without saying it. Nope. She has to turn into a vampire, and if she's a vampire, there's nothing holding Edward and her getting together again. So,
yeah. So we knew Bella was probably going to become a vampire. Like we pretty much knew that before this book. Like you know what I mean. But now it's like a for sure thing. Like that's what's going to happen. Like there's no going around it at all. So I don't know, man. But. We have chapters, 22 and 23 next week? And then we'll do 24 in the epilogue. So we're super close. Super close to the end of this book.
Can't wait. I should probably go check out the next one at library. I'm going to have to pay a $5 late fee on this book, just so everybody knows.
Seriously? Wow, that's commitment. Man, people should pay $5 just for just to reimburse
Unbelievable. Yeah, they like call me every day or send me like a text message to say my book's overdue. Apparently, there's a waiting list for this book. People are actually...
No way?
Yeah. And I'm making him wait. He was like, yeah, we only have like 2 of these books, so either you can return it now and then wait again to check it out, or just hold on to it and pay the late fee. But there are people waiting. I was like, I'm sorry for the people that are waiting. I'm doing them a favor. Poor people.
What is your prediction for the next, like, the last ending chapters?
Honestly, there's 2 chapters left. I kind of feel like Stephanie Meyer is going to try to do a second climax.
Well, there's 3.
The
3 and an epilogue. No, there's 3 in epilogue. There's Flight, The Truth, Vote, and the epilogue.
Don't ruin it.
Sorry. That doesn't give anything away with it.
Spoiled everything.
Well, her titles, it gives away nothing.
Now we know they're going to have to vote. And we still have that staircase, and Jacob's going to be there. Remember when I spoiled that a long time ago?
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, I'm thinking Edward's going to propose. And that's going to be the next climax.
Do you think that he changes her right here?
No.
Like, you don't think so?
No, I still think he's going to be, like, against it. He's going to be like, we'll run away and they'll never find us or whatever, you know?
Oh, yeah, okay, that's going to work.
I could almost guarantee it, dude. I'm pretty sure that's where he's going to go with it. Just like going off of what Stephanie Meyer said, and then all the stuff that Bella's included about how Edward is completely against her turning into a vampire. He's not just going to do it out of retort to the vampire.
I don't think he can run away, because if he runs away, they're not gonna just search for him. They're gonna search for Carlisle. They're gonna search for Esme. They're gonna search for the other like Colons, and they're gonna kill them to get to Edward.
Right.
You can't just run away.
At the same time, they're also, they don't really care either. They're down to run away. They're fine. They're all family. Like they all support each other. So it's like, oh, Edward wants to do that. Okay, fine. We'll completely run away. It's fine. Big deal. That's what it's been set up to be, at least. Super dedicated to Edward, and Edward's super dedicated to them.
So they're just gonna run away?
Honestly, I think so. Yeah.
That's the end of the book? This book, or does that come up next book?
That might be like the cliffhanger of the book. No, I think the cliffhanger of this book is gonna be like, well, you just said vote. Dang it, voting on them being married. I still think him proposing will be like the very last chapter.
The Colons take a vote if they should turn her into a vampire?
Or who should do it?
Or run away? Or who should do it? Yeah, that could be it too. Alice already said that she's going to do it, but I still think Edward was going to be the one that does it, because it's going to be like some romantic thing, like, oh, I was the one.
Yeah, Edward's already done it before.
It's like the stupid, like, it's like a virginity thing. Like, I took away your virginity. Like, I took away your human. Like, it's going to be Edward that does it, because it's going to be some stupid romantic, like, metaphor type thing.
But he's already proven that he can stop himself. So they wouldn't take her. Remember when he was sucking her blood to get the venom out?
What? Oh, yeah, I know that. But he's gonna turn her.
Right. So all you have to do is bite her.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna vote on who gets to do it. It's obvious that Edward's gonna do it. He's the one. He's shown restraint already. So he's gonna do it. He can do it again. He's already. That's what I mean. They're not gonna prove. Whatever. I don't know what you're getting confused over.
So what's the vote then? Whether they run her away or turn her into a vampire?
Yeah. Not who does it.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. We'll have to see. My prediction. I don't know what I just said. My prediction. What?
Gianna's gonna meet them on the way out the door.
Of course she is. This is all about Gianna, man.
Gianna's like, I know exactly what their routine is. I'll help you get away.
I think it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be super dramatic. The last couple chapters. I think that they leave Italy. They go home.
Maybe
they
different.
vote on whether they stay in Forks or not.
You know what? Maybe dude. I wonder if Edward abandons her like for good this time.
But he can't. That's a death sentence for Bella.
He did it before.
Yeah, but the Volturi they will kill her. And Edward's like, he can't let her die.
I don't know.
He's no way he's going to let her die. There's no way.
Well, the thing is, there still has to be more romance between her and Jacob, right?
There's got to be more because, what's the whole point of Team Jacob and Team Edward? Like, there's got to be more to this.
See? That's what I'm going off of, too.
There's got to be a make-out section. Dude, there's got to be. There's got to be some tongue.
Anyways. Yeah, it could go anyway. It could go any direction right now.
Do you think Jacob appears in the book at all? The rest of this book?
Yeah,
think so?
For sure. Not for sure. I'm saying that there's a for sure chance. Because it's open-ended, dude. Stephanie Meyer just completely threw us in a completely different direction. We were on a rocket ship going to the moon.
Freaking weird.
And then we were almost getting to the moon's orbit, and she was like, just kidding. Bank 90 degrees. We're going to Mars. What? Why?
Yeah, it absolutely makes no sense. Yeah, I don't know what she was thinking when she wrote this book. Like, it's super confusing.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever.
All right, I think that's going to do it for this podcast. Hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to rock, iTunes reviews. Those Spotify listeners, you guys are killing it right now. Continue to do so. I wish there was a way that I could see, the followers on Spotify or, I don't know. I wish there was, a review thing or something on Spotify because you guys are just killing it over there. But really appreciate you guys. Just continue to share the podcast. Share it with others. Homework assignment, share with someone or leave a review. One of the two. Do it. Just do it.
Start the conversations on Reddit.
We actually have that subreddit. I haven't looked at it all week, though, so I have no idea if people have posted in it. But I'll check it. I'll look at it this week. So go on that subreddit. Tweet at me or Facebook. Like our Facebook page, Twilight Noobs.
Agree with me, not Jason.
Just do something this week. Just do one thing.
Be productive in the Twilight Noobs world. Jeez.
One thing.
Holy crap.
It's serious when Eric starts swearing.
That was swearing. I'm a swearer.
Swear. Like sailor, man. Calm down.
Yeehaw. Treasure over there. Crap.
All right. We'll see you next week. This has been Twilight Noobs. I'm Jason.
I'm a rocket ship.
And don't follow strange women down in sewers.
It's not a sewer, though.